Today we're going to make Hoisin Miso barbecue spare ribs. And so Chef Keone is pouring in the marinating ingredients.
Yeah, so I've got orange juice in here already. I put some sherry in there. This is the juice of a squeezed orange. We got some zest I'm gonna put in here. Hey, while I'm doing this, why don't you get your little action
and so I
going?
already patted dry the pork spare ribs, and I'm just gonna put it into the Ziploc bag.
So ginger and garlic went in here now. I got some white miso that's gonna go in. And then the final ingredients we have are honey, a good amount of hoisin sauce, sambal, and sesame oil. Now the yield here is, what I've got in the bowl here is probably close to 2.5 cups. I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of mix it all together now. And I'm gonna take half of it and I'm gonna pour it into Cheryl's bag here. So about a cup's in there now. And then I'm saving this for later.
Oh, you do that part.
All right. We're gonna kind of close the bag up, and then we're going to sort of just move it around. And we want to let this marinade get around all the pieces of meat here. And actually what I'm going to do is, it's nicely marinated, but I'm going to open it up a little bit. I want to get all this air out. What I'm trying to do is create a clean, or get as much air out, because that way I'm going to make sure that this marinade is really evenly around the pieces of meat here.
And then we're going to marinate it for a day or two in the refrigerator.
So it's been a couple days now, and all that flavor has really penetrated into the spare ribs. And what we're going to do now is take our nicely marinated spare ribs, we'll put them on a tray here, and I've got a little parchment there so that this stuff doesn't stick all over the place. And then we're going to go and put it in the oven at 325 degrees for probably about 3 hours until we pierce these with a fork and the meat's nice and tender. Okay? Okay, so these took just about 3 hours in the oven, and they're nice and fork tender. And what we're gonna do now is, remember that extra sauce that you were curious about? We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna give it a really good baste here, okay? And what I'm gonna do now is, I have the oven and I've switched it to broil. We're gonna put these in and we're gonna broil these, and the goal is to baste and broil so that we create a glaze and we let them char a little bit on the ends. It's gonna give us a little bit of that sweet, lightly bitter, just wonderfulness. And then we'll come back and we'll have finished ribs, and then we get to eat some, okay?
Okay.
Cool. All right. So I've basted these probably 3 or 4 times, Cheryl, since they've been in the oven while they've been broiling.
Wow.
And I got a nice glaze on them. And I got a little charring on there, which is nice. And they're good to go. So I'm gonna slice them up and put them on a plate, and then we'll be just about ready to eat these up. So this is one piece there. Just pile them up like that. This is that's the magic one right there. Take this one here, slice them down. When you slice them, by the way, you just kind of like follow the bone. Yeah. Put this one. Whoop. It's not cooperating with me today. Turn them upside down a little bit. Get them back on here. Stack them up.
And I'll add a little garnish.
Put that there, and the final topper. You know what you can do too is, I have a little bit of sauce left over, and I'll just take a little bit, just sort of refresh it a little bit. Give it a little of that extra love, right?
It smells so great. Hoisin Miso barbecue spare ribs. For this great recipe and more, visit us at foodland.com.
This is the best piece,